It takes these Fraser firs 2 to 3 years for us, if you're not growing them in a greenhouse, to get them from seed to about 1 foot tall. And then once they get about 1 foot tall, you go plant them in the field, and they grow about 1 foot a year after that. So if you're wondering why Christmas trees are so expensive, that's the reason. Well, we've got a load on the big dovetail. Here's what we've got so far. Maddie's got the Christmas balls hanging up in the white pine. We got our little Merry Christmas and stuff right here. Maddie got this. I think it was at Big Lots. She's got all her garland, a bunch of her garland hung up. We've got our little cat over here.
The newest edition.
The newest edition. Maddie brung her home from Jarrett's Orchard. But you can get a little better look at those big balls over there. We got some of them decorations out. They're gonna be in different places, but we gotta figure it out. We gotta get all these tables moved. Here's some more Maddie stuff that she's gonna put out. We've got the gift shop. We've got it decorated a little bit. Right here, we're gonna put this as a backdrop for people to take pictures. And here's the gift shop. We got it picked up. All of our flood stuff was in here that we brought down, but we got it out. We got a few Christmas lights, some mugs, just some scenes, more Christmas lights, a bunch of ornaments. All those are vintage. Some more lights. Got some tree toppers, ornaments. We got some little towels. Just a little display up here. We got some glasses for kids that kind of change, and it makes either Santa or elves or peppermints out of Christmas tree lights. Here's some more of those little figurines. Right there's the 12 Days of Christmas cups. We got some just bead garland, some old Dr. Seuss books. And then here's our Santa Claus. And then we got the letters going to the North Pole. So if your kids need to send a letter to Santa at last minute and you can't take them to see him, come drop them by, and he comes and picks them up from the North Pole, and he takes them up there at the end of every day. Here's our flock machine. We're going to get a gun for it today. We're going to get a bunch of supplies up from Nutrien in Newland, North Carolina. Right here, Maddie's got some of the couches set up. She's already got the Christmas blankets out. So it's already gonna be a good Christmas. And she's got her little Christmas village set up too. Right here's the pay booth. And then this is the hot chocolate topping stand. It's an old wood stove. I think it's from like the 40s or the 50s. But we get it cleaned up and we set out some cookies, and we got marshmallows and all that stuff. And then peppermint bark usually out here. And then we got some mugs. We got some little stuff for you to stir your coffee. But yeah, it's slowly but surely coming together. Well, I guess this is the field where the Grinch got his trees. I don't know if he got flooded out too, but that's what happened to us. You can see where all that stuff just kind of pushed and went down through here. But we're going to be getting some greenery. I already got one load. I'll take y'all over here and show you where I got it from. This is just that section of trees that got flooded. It was right down here next to the creek, so I mean, this was the first one that got hit. You can see all that stuff that got up in it. I'm trying to make it, we might be able to save that tree, but that one wasn't much. So you can see I just got the greenery off of it, and we'll be saving this one. And I'm so happy that this one didn't get hit. That's our probably our nicest tree that we have, nicest big tree that we have. We've been saving it for a long time. Dad, he's sheared it and pruned on it and made it look so nice. I would have hated to see something happen to it, but that's where we're getting our greenery from. You can kind of see all the damage that's happened over here. But I'm gonna start clipping this tree away, and then I'll show y'all kind of how I do it. We've got our ARS clippers here. We're just gonna take in here. We're gonna clip out some big pieces, and we'll pile them up here on the ground, and we're gonna load them in the bucket here in a minute. I'm just glad we're able to get a little bit of money out of these things, and they ain't gonna be a total loss, because some of them will be. Some of them were just demolished so bad, like that one right there. I don't think we're gonna be able to do nothing with them. So at least we're getting greenery out of these, and we'll get a little something off of them. But here's my pile. There's what the tree looks like. And I'm gonna load this into the bucket, and we'll head to the next tree. If we took a total loss on a tree that size, which is 8 foot, that would be 8 years where it's been sitting in this same exact spot. But that ain't counting the 2 to 3 years prior where it was in a seed bed. It takes these Fraser firs 2 to 3 years for us, if you're not growing them in a greenhouse, to get them from seed to about 1 foot tall. And then once they get about 1 foot tall, you go plant them in the field, and they grow about 1 foot a year after that. So if you're wondering why Christmas trees are so expensive, that's the reason. You've got 11 years, 10 or 11 years tied up in a tree that size, and then something that you can't control comes through here and destroys the whole field. That tree right there has probably been in the ground 15 years or a little longer. So I mean, you just imagine how long that takes, how much it takes to fertilize, bush hog, shear. You've got to do that for 18 years on a tree that size. And then for a flood to come in here and wash about 3 or 4 years of that away, I mean, it sucks. There's a bunch of farmers over in Avery County that took total losses, so we got it a whole lot better than they did, but ours still ain't pretty. Well, I reckon we're gonna call it a night. I've got some base pruned that I think's gonna make it. That'll make a good tree here in a few years. That one will. I've got a few more over here that I think will. I don't know if we can save some of these little ones. That's why I ain't doing much with them right now. Hopefully they'll straighten up in a few years, but we might have to come back in and replant. There's one that'll make one in a few years. And this one right here, that one's, we might cut it this year. So, and then this little one right over here, it'll take him a while, but at least we don't have to start from scratch. So I'm gonna take this load of greenery across the creek. Here's that cornfield that we've disked. This was the second patch that I didn't get to pick most of. It's starting to get eat up by that dirt. I'm gonna run over it a few more times and then plow it. I just ain't had time yet. It's tree time, and we're worried about trees right now, getting them out. But here's my load of greenery. We're gonna take it across the creek, load it on a trailer, and we're gonna make a few wreaths tonight. Well, we've got us a load of greenery. I'm gonna take her to the house, unload it, and we'll make a few wreaths. Well, we've got a load on the big dovetail. We're gonna drop it off here tonight, and we'll grab it in the morning. We're gonna run up to the cabin and try to get some stuff winterized, and then we're good. We're gonna go back to Johnson City and make some wreaths. It's a winter wonderland up here at the Quonset hut. It's snowing like everything. Got an ice warning. About 30 degrees up here. We love to see the snow. That means tree time. We got the caddy fixed. It's back in action today. We got some greenery. I'm gonna get these that they've potted. We had them growing over there. They stood the flood, so we've potted them out and we're gonna use them as arena trees, and we'll sell some of them too. And so we're gonna get these loaded up on the trailer, and then we're gonna go cut another load of greenery. Maddie's found her a chainsaw chain that washed in from a flood. I don't know, heck, that could have been ours, could have been anybody's. But she helped me get the rest of these babies loaded up. They're a whole lot heavier than they look, but we got them all out of the field onto the trailer. We got one Christmas tree and a bunch of greenery, and we're gonna head to Johnson City. Can't win every time. Back trailer, a whole lot heavier than the front of the trailer. It's got the back tires lifted up a little bit, so I'm gonna rearrange, put the greenery in the back and the trees in the front. Well, the 9000's got us through another harvest. The guys got all our tag trees out. They got them cut, baled, and everything else. So we're happy. They'd cut them, they'd bale them, and then they'd load them across they'd load them along the road, and then we'd come and pick them up with a tractor with forks. We'd take them across the creek, we'd dump them in the load yard over there, and that's where we'd load the trucks and the trailers at, was over there, especially because we didn't have a bridge. Usually we can load over here and back trailers up the mountain, but this year it was so wet because it snowed, and not having a bridge really killed us. But hey, what can you do? We got across the creek. We was able to ford the creek. We got all our trees out, so that's all you can ask for. Well, guys, you can see how much we've used this road. It went from that to that. So that hurricane hit us hard, but we bared through it, and we got this load yard ready. We got most of the stuff over there ready, and we got all our trees out. We'd bring them from over there across the creek. We'd take this little section where I got some video pushing with that dozer, and we took them right over there, and we'd load right in that little flat section across this big gully, and then we'd just head on out, and they'd drive them to Johnson City, and they'd dump or just leave a trailer down there, and then they'd come back and get another load. Paul must have knew this was coming. He set us up good with good equipment to get us ready. and get us through this harvest. We're loaded up and ready to go. Greenery's in the back, trees in the front, big tree in the back. We're in the progress of setting up. We got most of our Halloween stuff took down. We're just eating lunch, so this ain't gonna be here, but right here's our trees. We've got 2 sides stood up. We still gotta stand the middle up. There's our big scene. We're gonna have it's our Grinch scene that we're gonna hang where this clear plastic is. We're gonna have it just right there so people can take pictures right here. And then outside, they're getting everything shook and baled and getting stuff stood up out here. So I'll show you all the finished product whenever it's done.